Hey guys, Coach Kev here. Quick tip for those of us who may at some point or another be experiencing some shoulder pain with overhead pressing. Okay, so we're just going to go over a quick substitution that I would definitely recommend. A lot of times people try double arm, and sometimes switching from double arm shoulder press to a single arm is an ideal transition to work on number one, range of motion, and number two, that control. So what we're going to do is instead of having it on a standing situation, we're going to do it on one knee. So there's a couple different ways we can do this, but the easiest way, just one knee. Whatever knee is down, that's the hand that's pressing. Okay, with that dumbbell, you're going to bring it up to that rack position, press straight overhead, and right back down. Okay, not going to get into this wide stance or wide position with that elbow, but rather not even too tight, roughly halfway between. About a 45-degree angle, pressing straight overhead and right back down. Control the top and the way down, okay? And if you're feeling really good and that exercise is not as hard for you, meaning that single arm dumbbell shoulder press from the kneeling position, what you can do is take a kettlebell, okay? So with this kettlebell, this provides a whole nother avenue, and there's two ways to do this, okay? You can keep with that half kneeling position. One knee is down. That same knee that's down is actually the same arm that's pressing. You can get it into that rack position and press straight up to the ceiling and right back down. Or what you can do is do what's called a bottoms up press. Bottoms up calls into play a lot more muscles. You won't be able to use the same amount of weight as you normally would for a typical shoulder press, but the stabilizers in the shoulder have to fire a lot more. You're going to call into to play a lot more muscle fibers, and you can't really cheat the exercise as you would a typical dumbbell or even barbell shoulder press. So we're just going to do a bottoms up press, get it right here, okay? I like that elbow slightly in front. You're going to press straight up, keeping the rib cage down, and right back down, okay? Right up, and right back down. I don't like to look too far up, but at the same token, I like to keep in mind that I can see that kettlebell. So as I come back down, I don't really lose sight of it. The last thing you want is that kettlebell coming down on top. So again, a couple different variations for those of us that have trouble with that overhead shoulder press. I'm a big fan of single arm shoulder presses. They call into play a lot more muscle, in my opinion. And when you go back to double arm, you usually find you're in a stronger position. And you can't exactly hide a weaker shoulder, weaker elbow, or weaker wrist when you do a single arm as compared to a bilateral. So again, Coach Kev from Structured Personal Fitness, and hopefully this will help your shoulder situation and get you back to pressing overhead without pain.